Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing something really exciting. We are taking your basic English sentences and giving them a massive Band 8.0 grammar glow-up. If you've ever felt like your writing is just kind of stuck at a beginner or intermediate level, relying on those short, choppy sentences, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to transform those A2-level thoughts into the sophisticated, complex structures that top examiners are actively looking for.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be looking at unlocking Band 8 grammar, spotting trends, creating contrast, sounding formal, adding detail, and finally, predicting results.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, unlocking Band 8 grammar.
To figure out how to bridge that gap between everyday, simple ideas and the highly sophisticated academic writing required for top-tier scores, we're looking at real, high-scoring model essays. Specifically, we're diving into Rachel Mitchell's IELTS Writing Task 2 samples. The funny thing is, the ideas you have at an A2 level, they are often the exact same ideas you'd have at a Band 8.0 level. The difference isn't your intelligence or your creativity, it is entirely about the grammatical packaging. These books are a total goldmine for us, showing exactly how native-level experts package their ideas to consistently hit that 8.0 mark.
Moving on to part 2, spotting trends with the present perfect continuous.
This tool is absolutely essential for describing how modern society changes. Look at the difference here. On one side, we have a basic A2 observation, technology changes communication. It's a fact, right? But it's flat. Now, look at the glow-up. Interpersonal communication has been increasingly replacing, boom. Suddenly you've got motion. You're showing the reader that this is a dynamic, ongoing process happening all around us.
Take a look at this brilliant sentence from sample 47 in the essays. It says, "There is a growing trend towards integrating cutting-edge technology into a number of daily activities, and interpersonal communication has been increasingly replacing." That doesn't just state that technology is here. It paints a vivid picture of a continuous, unstoppable wave that started way back when and is still washing over us right now.
So what does this actually mean? The present perfect continuous acts like a bridge. It connects past events directly to our present reality. You just use has or have, add been, and then throw an ing onto your verb. It basically tells the examiner, hey, I understand that society doesn't just change overnight. It is an active, ongoing evolution. If you want to use this, just follow these simple steps. First, identify your ongoing trend, like remote work, pollution, or online shopping. Second, use your has or have been plus the ing verb. And third, connect it to today's society. So instead of just saying, people shop online, apply the glow-up. People have been increasingly turning to online shopping. It's really that easy to instantly sound more academic.
Okay, part 3, creating contrast, using while and although.
If you're trying to argue two sides of a point, you definitely don't want to sound like a robot. Notice how beautifully the word although glues two choppy, basic sentences into one elegant, balanced argument here. The A2 version forces the reader to stop and start, but the Band 8.0 version, it smoothly acknowledges how complex the world is in just one sweeping thought.
Here's a great example from sample 48, which discusses high salaries. In conclusion, although there are advantages and disadvantages under both aforementioned views, it seems to me that the public sector should not control salaries. The writer isn't just stubbornly blurting out their opinion, they're showing critical thinking. They see both sides, even while firmly choosing one.
I like to think of this structure as a seesaw. Step 1, you briefly acknowledge the other side's weight by putting it on one end of the seesaw, saying, although this is true. Step 2, you insert your comma. That is your pivot point. And step 3, you drop the heavy weight of your main opinion onto the other side, sending the opposing view flying into the air. You win the argument because you proved you considered their side, but yours is just stronger.
All right, let's jump to part 4, sounding formal with the passive voice.
What's really fascinating about the passive voice is how it instantly, almost magically, makes you sound more academic. By shifting the focus away from who is doing the action to what is receiving it, the tone immediately shifts to being professional. Saying the government should control pay sounds like you're barking in order. But swapping pay for remuneration and focusing on the action being done by the authorities? Now, that sounds like a formal policy recommendation.
This is literally the ultimate tool for sounding impartial and highly educated in your essays. With the passive voice, you remove the personal, emotional element. It goes from people doing things to things being done. It creates this really healthy academic distance between you as the writer and the subject.
Look at this exact excerpt we pulled from Sample 48. Some people believe that remuneration should be controlled and limited strictly by the authorities. It makes the proposed rule sound like a universal law, doesn't it? Should be controlled and limited strictly. It carries way more authority than a basic "the government should control it." It's formal, it's precise, and honestly, examiners absolutely love it.
Next up, Part 5, Adding Detail with Relative Clauses.
If you want to pack the maximum amount of information into a single sentence, you need these clauses. Instead of writing two separate, kind of childlike sentences, you embed the detail right inside the main thought. Look at the difference. You don't have to stop your sentence to explain what a stay-at-home dad is. You just open a little grammatical window with the word who, insert your explanation, close the window, and keep right on walking.
In Sample 41, the writer uses this trick to smoothly explain exactly what a stay-at-home dad does without ever breaking the flow. Listen, as a result, stay-at-home dads who take a responsibility to take care of the children and household chores have gained popularity. If they'd written, stay-at-home dads have gained popularity, they take responsibility for children, it would sound like a robot reading a grocery list. The relative clause brings rhythm, it brings flow.
This acts as grammatical glue, helping you build rich, descriptive sentences. Step 1, choose your main noun. Step 2, add who for people, which for things, or that for either. And Step 3, insert your extra descriptive detail like a puzzle piece. You literally just snap that extra piece of information right into the middle of your thought.
And finally, Part 6, Predicting Results Using First Conditionals. Whenever you propose a policy in an essay, you absolutely have to predict the outcome confidently. Without conditionals, an A2 argument sounds a little bit like a caveman. Do this, that happens. But the Band 8.0 version, it elegantly links a specific condition to its inevitable future result. By pairing if with will be, you're showing a highly sophisticated grasp of cause and effect.
This excerpt perfectly demonstrates that logic and consequence in action. The gap will be narrowed if citizens are paid at similarly designed levels of salary. It results in ensuring social equality. It proves to the examiner that you can analyze a policy's impact on a massive scale. You aren't just throwing opinions at the wall. You're logically playing out scenarios like a chess master looking 3 moves ahead.
So now it is your turn to apply this glow-up formula. Think about this. If scientists predict computers will soon drive our cars, how would you connect that condition to the result of reduced pollution? Take the 5 tools we unpacked today: the perfect continuous, contrast, the passive voice, relative clauses, and conditionals, and test them out. What will your very first Band 8.0 sentence look like?